It's another day. Oh, B. What's poppin'? What's poppin'? What's poppin'? Let me turn me down a little bit. Let me turn me down a little bit. There we go. There we go. There we go. Hopefully everybody doing good this morning. Good 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 morning. You're big dog. Big dog. Let's see. Let's go ahead and get the show started. We got a lot to talk about. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this before I start the show. I'm gonna say this before I start the show. Yo, whoever's watching this on playback, I'm telling y'all, listen. Please forgive me. I know we skipped last week, but I got a lot of stuff going on. I got a lot of stuff going on. All right, so let me go ahead and get started. Let's get started. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
You know it takes a lot to get to where you want to be. No, 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 no. It's the ultimate sacrifice.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
No, no. You quit. What's a dream when it falls to the wayside? If I believe it, then that's all that I need. I made mistakes, but I'm on my way. You can challenge my faith, but I'm gonna be great. I know. I'm talking about iconic living, but fuck the fame. I need a couple M's when I'm finished. I look up and see the stars in the ceiling, but what's a ghost if I ain't in the gold while I'm in it?
This life is like a movie shot in 35 millimeter. Cinematic lifestyle, the streets is the movie theater. Smashing on the E-way, blazing in the two-seater. Texas lifestyle, come and take it. I got two.
Welcome, 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 welcome to another episode of the Man Lucrative Podcast. I am the host, the one only Magneto 7 in the building, cuz. I'm here, son. I'm here. Listen, let me shout everybody out. Let me shout everybody out right quick. Let's see. I saw DJ Top Chef in the building. What up? E-Camus Bus. E-Cumbus. 71. What up? 71. What up? Daddy Max Sack. What up? Let me see who on YouTube right quick. Whoever's on YouTube, what's up? I don't see. You got to say something in the chat for me to know who's here, but what's up? Everybody on Facebook, what's good with you? So I am a little bit early. Because I got a lot of stuff to do. And I'm looking at changing the actual live for the podcast this early on Saturday mornings. Y'all let me know if y'all can come through. I know my West Coast people, y'all just gonna have to watch this on playback. Gotta watch it on playback. This episode is brought to you by Phoenix Audio. This is a new partner. We get money. I'm sorry, y'all. I be getting hyped when I got a new sponsorship. But I have been shopping literally for different people to be a part of the podcast. And the funny thing is, a lot of people have been interested, but they've been wanting me to promote certain things that just don't align with my brand. So I'm a big advocate of bringing value to people. That is my whole thing. If you don't know how my music reviews go, just come check on me. Just see what I do. But I'm a big advocate of bringing things to musicians that they might not be able to one afford, or they just don't know that they need it until I offer it to them. They be like, "Oh, I do need that. I do need that." But shouts out to my new partner, Phoenix Audio. Y'all will see new drops coming in on my social media pages. I also have commercials that I be shooting that's specifically for that brand. Also, all of my new partners that's partnering with me for the Lucrative Music Festival. What up? All my new partners that's partnering with me for the Lucrative Music Festival. Thank y'all so much for just bearing with me. Thank y'all for being patient. Thank y'all for just all of the resources y'all are providing for me. I really appreciate it. And I will be promoting all of y'all businesses very soon. But let's get to the show. This is one thing that I do want to start with because y'all know I like to be as transparent as possible, but I do realize that certain things I'm gonna have to kind of beat around the bush with. What up, Ivy? What up? Of course, I'm gonna just say what I see. So you already know me, bro. You already know. Thank you though. Thank you for coming. I know this is early. I'm normally around 9 o'clock, but I still got to shoot the content while I'm making beats. And y'all know those be like 1 hour, 2 hour sessions. So all of this stuff is going up on YouTube. And this is just how I like to do content. So I will be reposting some of this. Well, a lot of the stuff I'm gonna repost. But listen, we want to start. It's a lot of stuff we got to talk about. The first thing I want to talk about is the Netflix thing. Netflix has got some stuff popping, so we are going to talk about that. Also, we want to talk about some of the DEI stuff. And I'm specifically not streaming on TikTok today for this reason. Every time I start talking about DEI anything, I get banned. Maybe because I have a different sense of humor. Maybe they just don't like my black face. They don't like my black face saying certain things about certain things. But anyway, we are going to talk about some of the DEI stuff. I got a message for the singers. Apple got caught doing some nasty work. Apple got caught. We're going to talk about that too. And somebody found money in a very obscure place. We're going to talk about that too. Some of these pastors, y'all know who y'all are. We're going to talk about y'all. This is the thing. Y'all know I love comedy. I love just to shed light on certain things. But there's been some nasty things going on for years, for decades. And I don't feel like I'm the person to technically expose it. I just want to say we see that this exists. We know that this exists. And being that we know that this exists, we feel like you should move a little different. You need to move a little bit differently. But first off, the weekend was great, or the week was great. I did miss last week. And there was a lot of y'all that sent me content in my inbox. I appreciate y'all that DM me stuff. Thank y'all so much. Oh yeah, this is episode 181. But I really appreciate y'all sending me certain content for me to respond to. For one, I don't have time to be scrolling all the time. And for two, some of the content that y'all send is really, really intriguing. Now I know this is the thing. I know in my stories, if you're watching my stories right now, you may have been seeing some of the couple stuff. You may have been seeing a few of the women talking about woman's business and how women don't know how to act and how black women don't know how to act. I've been trying to figure out how to shine light on the white women without feeling like I'm crapping on the black women. Or I've been trying to find Hispanic women and I've been trying to find these different people, but the groups are very slim. It's very slim. And one of my friends told me this one thing. Shouts out to D. But he was like, yo, the thing is, when it comes to women, the good women, he said a lot of them ain't on social. They just doing the thing. Whatever the thing is for them, whatever it's, if they're a housewife, they're doing the thing. If they're a good mom and they're tending to the husband, they're doing the thing. So you might not be able to find the kind of content that you're looking for to promote happiness and all that stuff in marriages because those women are actually doing the thing. So I was like, very interesting. Very interesting. But anyway, I'm not talking about that on this show. We're going to talk about that on Lucrative Love. Come back Tuesday. Big King, what up? King Loyal Bloom, what up? Boom, what up? Official Bow Tie Teddy, what up? Alright, so let's talk. Y'all see, I've been trying so hard. I've been trying so hard. What's going on with these planes, man? What's going on with the planes? I do want to start some conversations. But this is the thing. And this is why I keep saying, I don't know. All right, so we had the first plane, and I'm talking about the airplanes. It's been those planes, right? We got the first thing. First, no, not just that. It felt like we almost in Bible times. It's like the Bible times when you say the earth will be destroyed by fire and brimstone. That's what it feel like. It feel like that's what we about right there. So this is the thing. All right. First we had the fires in LA. All right, cool. I'm gonna still somewhat call conspiracy on that. But then we got another plane, fighter jet, hits each other, and we all saw it. This is the thing. This is what I'm looking at. Last time I checked, when anybody goes up in the air, and now I'm hearing that they will detonate your drones too, so your drones can only hit a certain height before it'll like make it come back down to a certain elevation. So All of these different regulations exist. All of these different means of communication exist. You know this plane is coming from the east. You know this plane is coming from the north. This one's coming from the northwest. They all got their own routes that they got to fly in their specific routes so they don't hit nobody. Right? Okay, cool. We all know all of this information. My question is, with the first plane, how did they hit each other? It was the plane and the helicopter. How did they hit each other? The one that was going to, I think it was Ronald Reagan Airport. How did that happen without anybody knowing what was happening? How did that? And then another question is, maybe the better question is, who was on the planes? Who was on the planes and who was on the helicopter? Y'all let me know what y'all think. Cause this is, and I don't watch too many conspiracy movies to just believe what the news tell me what it is. Like even it's certain content creators that do the whole conspiracy backstory, and they'll say on the day of, and they have this little do 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 on the day of. So right, what happened before 2 days or a day before those planes crashed? Who's on it? Y'all let me know who y'all think. I'm not gonna specifically tell you what I think. I will say this though. I will say this, and because this we're supposed to get to music business. We talk. I just can't avoid certain conversations because it seems fishy. It seems fishy. Who was on the planes? What happened a few days before that? And was any of this stuff tied to any of these new policies that the Don has signed into action? Is any of this stuff related? Are any of the people on the plane? And I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna leave it at that because I know if I keep digging, I'm gonna find something, and I don't want to find anything. I want to be oblivious to a lot of stuff these days. I don't need my joint counsel. I don't need. We just now getting there. We just not getting there. And I think we're about to hit 20,000, no, 25,000 subs on YouTube. Yo, everybody that's watching this on playback, please make sure you hit the like, subscribe button. Let me know what you think about the show. Let me know what parts of the show you like. Is it the backstories? Is it the part where we talking about business and we talking about money? Let me know what part of the show you like the most. I would love to hear from you. All right, let's get to the first subject. Get to the first subject. This might be a long pod, Lord Jesus. All right, first subject. We're gonna talk about some of the stuff that's going on with streaming, and no, no, no. Let's not go there. Let's go to Miss Tabitha Brown. Let's go to Tabitha Brown. Again, I know I'm a little bit late to the party because I didn't shoot last week, so I still want to make sure we got the takeout because y'all did send me the way I do these pods too. I'm gonna let y'all know how I do it. If I get more than one or two or three people to send me the same video or the same type of video centered around a certain subject, then I'm gonna cover it, right? But if I don't see like a consistent type of DM or a consistent inbox on Facebook or whatever, I'm probably not gonna cover it, right? Because for me, whenever y'all send me stuff, that lets me know that it is going to affect the economy in some type of way. Whether it's the musician economy, whether it's just the regular people, 9 to 5 economy, the entrepreneurship, like whatever y'all send me, and it can affect anything in that line, I'm going to cover it. All right. So let's get to the first one, Miss Tabitha Brown, and the Don has been signing off on a lot of stuff. Everybody that don't know who the Don is, I'm talking about Trump. That is the Don. So whenever y'all hear me say the Don, that's what I'm talking about. All right. But the Don has been signing off on mad stuff these days, and I'm up in the air for certain things because I do believe that some of these policies could benefit us. This is the thing. This is the thing before we get to Tabitha Brown. I do believe I do believe that as black folk or minorities, no, I'm just say black folk. It's black folk. We're not doing the whole minority thing. We ain't playing that game today. We're not playing that game today. But I do believe as black people, we have to get to the point where we can spot the the behavior of a certain person, and we conduct ourselves based off of what the behavior looks like or what it seems like they're starting to do. Start conducting our behavior based off of a lot of this stuff. What I mean is this, and I'm gonna go to Tabitha Brown, but what I mean is this. A lot of the times, especially in the last 10 years, let's say that, the last 10 years, there has been a lot of consistent back and forth as it relates to DEI, as it relates to how people are treated properly, who gets what group of people gets what type of treatment, who gets the benefits, who gets. It's been a lot of conversations around all of this stuff, right? But then we always come to home base. Home base is always going to be who owns it, and this is multi. This is multi. What's the word I'm looking for? I can't say cultural. It's not cultural. Multi industries. I'll say that. Multi industries is always going to be based off of who owns what. Who owns it? So if we, and it's the same conversation I've been having about black folk trying to get the products into Walmart, black folk trying to get the products into Target. We've been having the same conversation for years. I've only been doing the podcast right around 5 years or something like that, right? So if we've had a consistent conversation, but nothing has technically changed, why are we still having these bouts as it relates to how these corporate machines are treating us? Same thing with music business. We got a word from LaRussell too. LaRussell came to the church. Yes, he did. We got a word from him. All right, but let me bring Tabitha Brown to the stage because I see a lot of y'all talking about her and she code switching and I mean how she ain't got the right to say nothing. Well, guess what? You ain't got to say nothing either. It ain't even got you ain't got to have nothing to say, dog. You ain't got to have not nan. All right, let me let Tabitha Brown speak right quick. Let's see what she got to say, and we're gonna respond.
Hello there.
Hey,
Y'all all right?
I am.
I know. It has been a tough week, right? And baby, it's been a tough 2025 and we are still in January.
We are.
But I know many of you are asking and have asked and sent me messages about the recent DEI announcements.
I'm gonna say this before I let her talk too. I love Tabitha Brown. She's so cool. I like her. She's good people. You know what? And she's from North Carolina. I'm from North Carolina. That lets you know we're good people. It's a lot of good people in North Carolina. All right. That's it.
Market as well.
Okay.
And as disheartening as it is for me, I'm not the only one affected by this, right? It's for everyone who is a woman-owned business, minority-owned businesses, black-owned businesses. It's for so many of us who work so very hard to be placed into retail, to finally be seen.
Okay.
To finally be seen and approved for retail, because contrary to whatever the world might tell you, it has been very hard for black-owned businesses to hit shelves, right? Which is
Hold on. Before we go a little bit further, this is my thing. We've talked about black-owned businesses and black buses and black folk running to the white bus and after the white bus. Like we've been having the same conversation over and over. Back to ownership. Who owns the companies? Who owns the enterprise? I would hate to spend the majority of my life trying to be accepted and trying to have some type of commerce and sell whatever you sell based off of a certain racist point of view of the thing that I'm offering. I would hate to spend the majority of my life trying to compete and be in that space. I don't really care. That's why I started my own platform. That's why I started my own platform because I don't believe in just letting people control the destiny. We control it. You, anyway, all right.
Such a big deal when we do. When we do finally land inside of retail. So it is definitely
No, no, no. We don't want no. I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all know I'm gonna pay for the joint at some point, but I'm not. Not today. I'm not paying for YouTube today.
to feel unsupported, right? Um, However, I am in business in multiple ways with Target,
Alexander, what
with
up?
Walmart, and Amazon, right? I
Money,
sell Donna's
bags,
Recipe, my hair care products,
bags.
right? Are on Amazon. They're also in Target. And of course, I have a huge partnership with Target. I sell
All right, so this is the thing, and I think I might be done with her. But I love Tabitha Brown. But let's shine light on certain things. All right, this is one thing. I know a good PR company's response when I see a good PR company. Tab, I love you. I promise I love you. But this is the thing, yo. Like, yo. All right. So if we are trying to have, okay, she didn't get there. She didn't get there yet. I'm gonna assume before I play all of the video, I'm going to assume that she wants us to still go to Walmart, Target, or Amazon and buy the product that she's selling to people. That's what I'm thinking this is about to be in some type of shape or form. But let me get to it. I haven't seen the video, so I don't know what it
seasonings
is.
at Walmart. I do business all over, just like many other people.
Right?
And what I can tell you is if we all decide to boycott and be like, no, we're not spending no money at these organizations, listen, I get it. And if that's how you feel, honey, I 1000% get it. But so many of us will be affected, and our sales will drop, our business will be hurt. And if any of you know business, it doesn't just happen overnight where you can just go take all your stuff and pull it off the shelves.
Facts.
There's a process, and then you gotta, like, where you gonna put it? You gotta have a place to store it. That's money, right? You gotta have a
So don't boycott because if y'all boycott this, you got to go pick up the product and buy a warehouse to store all the stuff. That's what I'm thinking. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. All right, I'm done. I'm sorry. I'm
place
sorry.
to
I'm
sell
sorry.
it, which is almost impossible sometimes. And even if you sell online, it's a process when it comes to business. And everyone does not have the funds or the means or the availability, the space to house their own products,
Facts.
right? But the thing that concerns me the most, and I want you to hear me and hear me well, if we all decide to stop supporting said businesses and say, you know, I can't buy nothing from there, even the businesses who were affected by the DEI ban, right? What that does is you take all our sales and they dwindle down. And then those companies get to say, oh, your products are not performing. And they can remove them from the shelves.
All right, so this is the
And
thing.
then
All right, and because we got more videos to cover too. We got more videos to cover. But this is another thing. What she's saying is right, but and y'all know I try to be even. I try not to be left, straight left. I try not to be straight right, right. DJ Big AT, what up? Juan, what up? Big Juan, what up? Divine Encourager, what up? What up? What up? What up? This is the thing. If you don't sell anyway, no matter what you, well, no matter what product you got on the shelf, if you don't sell anyway, then they're gonna take you off the shelf, right? And it goes both ways. So this is another thing. I think what's happened is, and I'm not talking about Tabitha Brown. So what? Please preference what I'm saying with the grain of salt. I'm not talking about again. I am not talking about Tabitha Brown. I said that 4, 5 times already, right? But what I think has happened is with the whole DEI thing, I think a lot of businesses and a lot of companies have gotten preferential treatment, but they've had mid products. I think they've had mid products, and then as a result of them just being black and having a product they got on the shelves and they got preferential treatment. If you don't know what preferential treatment is in a clothing store or a retail store, preferential treatment is when you get the end cap. Whenever you get the end cap, you know what I mean? So if you walking down the aisle, you say, I think I want me some chips. And then you look to the side right here and you see Lay's chips. Lay's chips, y'all nasty too. I see what y'all doing out here in these streets. Lay's chips trying to kill us. Hold on, no, they don't want to clap. They trying to kill us. Lay's chips. I did want to cover that, but this is a music pod, technically. But anyway, you're walking down the aisle. You see an end cap. This one end cap might have Lay's chips. If you look on this side, you might see Johnson and Johnson products. If you look on this side, you keep walking, you might see a certain product that is great value, great choice, whatever. Sam's Choice. I think that's the Walmart brand with Sam's Club. That is getting preferential treatment by getting the end cap. What I think is going to start happening, because I don't think a lot of these stores are just going to pull all the black products or the minority products, any of that stuff. What I think they're going to do, and this is what I would do if I was owning one of those stores. This is what I would do. But what I think is going to happen is they're going to say, all right, this product over here, product A, has been doing really, really good for the past uh, for the past 4 annual years. Their product line keeps going up. More people keep coming to the store. We even put the product in the inside shelf and people still went to it and bought it as if it was an end cap. We're going to keep this product. But then the ones that ain't been selling, Lord Jesus, Lord help us, Big Jesus. Big Jesus, help me, big Lord. Say it ain't so, Lord. The ones that ain't been selling, those are going to be the ones that they say, all right, we're going to do away with it. And then they might account it towards the DEI situation. But I don't know. I know money. I know money. And I know when it comes to people and their money, they don't really like to affect the bottom line, especially if you're a person that's selling. It's the same idea as somebody shucking and jiving, right? If you from the South, you know what shucking and jiving is. You out here, you dancing, right? That the rerun with the suspenders, the typical slave slash black movie from back in the day that we all say we pointed out now. It's like, yo, that wasn't right. Those movies, right? For the ones that's been shucking and jiving trying to get in these spaces, those are going to be the ones that they pull. That's what I think. So this is on the DEI stuff, and then we got to go to the next subject because we almost 30 in. When it comes to the DEI stuff, I don't agree with the way the Don is doing it, but I do agree with may the best person get the job. May the best person get the job. Now, this is the thing. This is the thing. This is a catch 22. It's always a catch 22. If the best person, we're going to get Tabitha off the screen right quick. If the best person gets the job and, no. How do we know the best person is getting the job? That's a better question. So if you, and this is, I want you to put yourself in the shoes of the owner of Target, put yourself in the shoes of the owner of Walmart, the owner of Kroger, the owner of Publix. Not just as a retail person that's just trying to get your product in there, right? Put yourself in the person's shoes that's owning the stuff. What would you do? What would you do if you had a product in your store that's just collecting dust? You got a product in your store collecting dust. Let's say you got to pay employees. You got to pay for that product to be on the shelves. Then watch this. Watch this. You also got to pay if you got to put that product on clearance. Because that means especially if some of these stores bought I'm gonna say flour on consignment. If that flour starts to go bad and nobody comes to buy it, you have to mark it down and try to get something on clearance. So even if you mark the thing up 200% for the regular retail price, and hopefully I'm not talking over nobody's head because it's not my aim. But if you had to mark a product up 200% to put it on the shelf, right? And that's for you to get the money back that you paid the vendor for, and you have to get the money back for collecting the shelf space. And watch this, you might have a better product. You might have a product that's a competitor of the product that you got on the end cap. It's a competitor, and they're doing better than the end cap product because it's a better product. So as a store owner, I would want to offer my customer the best thing possible. I'm not gonna offer my customer some slop just because you got your product in my store under the guise of DEI. That's how I look at it. And this is the thing. I'm looking at this as a man. As a man, everything, and I think I said this in my stories yesterday, but as a man, everything that we do, we have to have some type of recourse. It's a course of action. If you don't do this, this is gonna happen. As a man, we used to it. We're used to it. So, same thing with products. As a man, it'll start with our friend groups. It don't even start with no test group. It ain't no case study. If you got a certain product and you offering it to your friends and you say, "Hey, bro, what you think about this?" The fellas will be like, "I don't know, bro. I don't know, dog. You might want to try something else." We're used to having to answer for stuff. If you don't take care of your kids, what happened? You can get locked up, go to jail. If you are on child support and you ain't paying for your kids, guess what? They're gonna put a warrant out for your arrest. You're gonna get locked up. What happens if you go to your job? Let's say you got a regular 9 to 5 job and you got certain things that you got to get knocked out every day. You have a task list every day. What happens if you don't do a task list? They're gonna reprimand you first, and they're gonna give you some other type of warning, and then you out. We have to answer for a lot of stuff. So this is what I want to encourage the black folk to do, and then we're gonna go to the next. We're gonna go to the next topic. But everybody that's been crying, we need to boycott. We need to boycott this because if we don't boycott, they ain't gonna never see us. They've been seeing us for years. Wherever they is, they've been seeing us for years. Let's stop that. Let's stop it. What I do want to encourage you to do, and this is where stuff will get juicy. This is where it gets juicy. What I want you to do is figure out what needs to happen for a competitive company to be birthed to compete against a Walmart, Target, Kroger, Lowe's, and I think my wife sent me it's a black couple down here that started a all AI tech based grocery store, stuff like that. Stuff like that. We need to. That's how you compete. That's how you compete, and that's how you have longevity within the market. What happens is this. Let's say you're a person that came up with an idea for like the AI grocery store, right? Granted, and this is where the crab in the barrel mentality will come in too. Most black folk will say, "Well, you ain't doing nothing different than what they already doing at Whole Foods. Why should I come to you when you got this at Whole?" And that's the crab in the barrel mentality. Because what I see when I see a black family that started a grocery store and it's all AI based, it's innovation. That's first. They evolved to start thinking a different way. Then not only that, they're creating more opportunities, not for just black folk, but just for folk with good business. When you have the vehicle that gives people the space to sell in a marketplace, you give people the space to be seen, be heard. You give people the space to get money, right? You have created the next Amazon, the next Kroger, the next Publix. So now you can control it. Now you can control it. Now there is technically no need to boycott because guess what? We got 1,200 of these black owned stores that's AI driven. They sell the best produce. They're partnering with all of the minority business owners. And again, it don't have to be blackety black. I think that's what the issue has been for years. We get into certain businesses and it's freaking incense. I'm selling incense. Are we getting the businesses and we're selling T-shirts? Like, okay, good job. Like, this is my merch right here, right? But notice, I'm not trying to sell you my merch. You just see me with it on. If you watch it on YouTube, you got the link on the bottom. Go ahead and get you one. But I'm not. This is so much. It's so much more stuff to do versus going over here boycotting. You boycott for 5 months. You boycott for a year. You get one thing changed over here, and it gets walked back with one president. Congratulations, you did it. You did it. Congrats. And I'm not I promise you, I'm not picking on nobody, but I just think it's comical. Ain't that what's that? That's the definition of insanity. To do something over and over and think something's gonna change. That's the definition of insanity. So this is how I look at it. To wrap it up, to wrap this one up, we have to get to the point where we can spot this is happening, that's happening. We put two and two together. Okay, we can do this to change that. Versus picket signs. The picket signs is dead. Picket signs is dead. You think about it like this. If you are a person, and this is even same thing with the policing of neighborhoods. Same thing with all of this stuff is money driven. It's money driven. The if and it frustrates me because I listen to people talk and all I hear is people crying victim. People crying victim. It's the same thing over and over. So case in point, you got a person that is, let's say, an alderman. I had shouts out to my cousin Joycelyn. She was the alderman in Winston. Shouts out to her, right? But think about it like this. You got a person that starts as a, not even that alderman is a little bit upper class. Let's say they started as a principal. They're in their 30s. They started as a principal. They get some clout in the city. Now they start doing XYZ. Now they're alderman. They go from alderman to now they're a council member. They go from council member. Now they're a mayor. They go from mayor to now they're running for state senate. They go from state senate. Now they're running for president. Right? But the whole process, they're building relationships along the way. In those relationships, they're going to develop partnerships with certain people that own businesses in the community, i.e. the money. If the money starts to complain, about any of the stuff that's going on with policing, guess what? The council member got to do something about it. That's the money. The money talking. The money is the main people that's paying the taxes for this area. If the people start to complain about how many resources are not spilt into a certain side of town, and they say, well, this building's being ran down, and from when I look in the county records, the city owns this business. Why you can't do nothing about this? And the money starts to talk some more. Guess what? That building's going to get knocked down, and a whole new building's going to get built. But what's been happening is we go out and we do these protests, and we put the picket signs up, and we do the same thing that they did in the 60s. That's dead. We're doing the same thing that they did in the 60s. It's dead. It's finito. It's finito. Same thing with the music business. We're gonna talk about that in a minute too. So I think we might be good on this subject. I'm gonna be looking to see what happens with the DEI and what happens with all of the resources, because what I foresee coming, and I pray to God that I'm wrong. Lord knows I pray that I'm wrong. But what I foresee happening is a lot of black businesses going out of business under the guise of we had our product in this store under the guise of DEI. And now since we don't have that backing, we have to go out of business. I don't like that. I don't like that. That that tells me that you built your whole business around a administration that technically was for you, but now you got a new administration that's not for you, and now you got to close up shop. For me, that means it wasn't a stable business. Because I feel like a stable business, going back to that utility piece, we talked about that last week. Going back to the utility piece, if you have a business that's utility based, food, shelter, water, transportation. If you have a business that's built around one of them, more than likely you're gonna survive in every economy, every market, as long as you keep to be innovative, right? But what's happened is we have not mastered the art of creating businesses that's utility based. I think as soon as we do that, it's up. It's gonna always be up. We're gonna always get the money. The, there is no such thing as somebody taking you off the shelf if you're providing electricity for a million customers. That's how I look at it. If you're somebody that's providing a water system, and the water system could be the pipeline between Jersey to New York to Baltimore to if you created a certain amount of the pipeline that provides water or provides gas or any resource, you created a company like that. It's de near impossible for you to go out of business because they need it. If anything, they're gonna be like, okay, what do we need to do to make your job a lot easier? Every administration, don't matter if it's Democrat or Republican, what do we need to do to make your job easier? Cause you provide all these resources. That's what's happening. All right. Let me go to the next subject. And then also, I'm gonna say this too. If y'all got anything y'all want to share input wise, just go ahead and put it in the chat. I'm loving. I love potting. For me, it gives me the option to get some of the thoughts and the ideas out. Cause I have a brain that just never stops going. My brain keeps going 24/7. So, if y'all have any input, please let me know. All right. Along with the money, I want to talk a little bit about what's going on with streaming. I want to talk about it. Let's, Lord Jesus. Oh my God, I get excited when we start talking about money. I get mad excited when we start talking about money. So I got two clips. One clip is from Michelle. Michelle is fresh. She's on Instagram. Another clip is from a content creator on YouTube. But I want to mash the two together, right? And then we might end with a little bit of La Russell. I don't know just yet. But I want to mash the two together. It's a lot of stuff that's going to start changing in streaming. We already saw the price hike in Netflix. I think it might be good for musicians though. This might be a good thing for musicians. So come with me first. We're gonna talk with Michelle. She's gonna let us know what she think about what's going on, and let's just put some stuff together. All right, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Where's she at? There she is. Hey girl. Hey girl. Hey Michelle. All right, let's let her talk right quick. Mm-mm.
I'm going to break down the streaming agreement between UMG and Spotify in 4 slides. This is the vision of streaming for Universal.
Okay.
The key word to focus on here is super fandom. This is how they feel like they're going to grow. This is, by the way, the Hybe music model. In early 2024, Sir Lucian did an entire keynote that super fandom was going to be how they expand their business. Universal also offered some statistics that paid subscription has not reached its peak. It has in the US. We've been flat at 84% for 3 years.
I told y'all that.
But
We
this
just
is a
talked.
global business, a billion subscribers by 2028.
Okay.
And pause to read this. This is the revenue model of the IP that they own and control. So interesting that they see the growth potential as being through merch and physical product. Streaming 2.0. I'm going to break down.
All right. So this is the thing, and we talked about UMG. The thing is, okay. All right. let's just go ahead and call a spade, if we may. We have seen UMG be the conduit. I want to use that word. We've seen UMG be the conduit between rap beefs with Drake and Kendrick last year. We've seen them go back and forth with Taylor Swift. We've seen Taylor Swift go back and re-record her album and say, "Hey, this is a whole new album. I own the masters to this one, so y'all got to." They say, "Oh, okay, I see what you did. We gotta change the policy again. We got another one that figured it out." That's what UMG been doing. Oh, and this is the thing. everything I talk about as it relates to UMG, I can't technically complain. Like they've done right by me as far as my royalties and my publishing. They've done right by me. But this is the thing. I have not continued to try to get more business from UMG. Whatever I get paid now is in retrospect of an album or albums I produced years ago. Right? So I'm not physically trying to get new work from UMG because I know what the model is. I prefer to build my own ish. I can see every time I post these podcasts, I know exactly how much money I'm making. I know exactly how many people coming to watch. And guess what? We got the whole Lucrative Music Festival coming up that I own. Whole thing, right? So I started to build this stuff based off of knowing how that model works. Artists, if you're trying to get in the space where you want to get a label deal, you want to get a record deal, you want a brand deal, and you want to go through a Rock Nation or any of these companies to uh, do the deal for you and speak on your behalf. Guess what? They're gonna eat off of you like it's a 360 deal. They're gonna always eat off of you like it's a 360. That's never gonna change. If anything, they're gonna be 360, 360, 360, 360, 360 times five. Because everything that they do now is going to be in perpetuity as it relates to a company that's building itself to survive and thrive in different markets. Understand, all of the big players always adapt. They always adapt. They look at what you're doing. You little content creator, you little bum. I'm talking to myself too. They look at what we do and they say, okay, what they did was they went over here and they got 1 million people to follow them. Wow. Okay. So they got 1 million people to follow them. Every time they post something on Instagram or YouTube or whatever, they always get 5,000 people plus to like or comment, and they share it, and they're doing all this stuff with their own brand. Okay, we need a piece of that. We need a piece of that. So what we gonna do is, let's see, what are all of the platforms that these independent artists is making these M's and is making these thousands here and there? What platform are they using to get the music out? And what they do, they go buy it. They offer the platform like a DistroKid or the CD Baby or y'all already know. I called it years ago. I was like, United Masters, Steve Stout, I love you, but you know United Masters is the same thing. United Masters is Def Jam. Let's call a thing a thing. United Masters. Oh, I don't want to get in trouble. I don't want to get in trouble. United Masters is Def Jam. Def Jam is what? UMG. Congratulations. You figured it out. But this, I'm just looking at it like this. Where's the relationships come from? Where's the relationships come from? Y'all think that all of these people years ago got fired and they ain't have nowhere to go? They have no other business to parlay themselves into. Because think about it like this. I always look at what was the recourse of action after the thing happened. Where did all the people go after the thing happened? Same thing with the strikes with the, what was it? The actor strikes in L.A. And all of the people were striking because we don't want to sign this contract. We don't sign this contract. Guess what? As soon as they said we came to some agreement, all this stuff dissipated. Nobody ever gave us the details in which the agreement was. They didn't give us the details on the agreement. Same thing with the lawsuit with Drake. Or I don't think it was a lawsuit. It was a petition. Same thing with that. They just said he dropped it. We never got any details. So if we don't get the details, what they tell you? That tells me it was something that was backdoored, that somebody was like, all right, we're going to give you this. We're going to offer you this. And you need to make sure you be quiet. We're going to have another uh, clause where you can't talk about this, and you good with a billion, right? You said you wanted $1 billion. We're gonna re-up you again on $1 billion. This deal is gonna last for the next 15 years. The deal is gonna be for 15 years, $1 billion, and they do stuff like that. They just circumvent themselves through a whole nother process that we didn't think about, right? All this stuff is related. It's all the same thing. All the same thing. But anyway, yeah, I expect UMG and Spotify, and I've been talking about Spotify for years. Y'all gotta go back and look at some of my old podcasts. I've been talking about Spotify doing the same thing for years. And look, I forgot to. I always try to give honor what honor is due, what credit is due. All of you independent artists that come to my music reviews, thank you, thank you. So last year, well, no, this is 2 years now, going on 2 years. I started talking about Spotify and how they've never been here to benefit musicians. Right? I know Ray Daniels had something to say, and he was like, "Well, y'all got to realize it's not Spotify; it's the labels that bought their way into the same thing. It's the same thing, Ray. I love you too, but it's the same thing. It is literally the same thing. So I was telling independent artists on my music reviews to stop promoting their end of the year wrap ups because it is just free marketing for Spotify. It's free marketing for Spotify, especially for the younger generation. The younger generation, I'm going to say that's in that 15, 16, 18-year old category. They don't know life before Spotify. They don't know life before Apple Music. So therefore, us older people, we have to make sure that we make them aware, yo, that is free publicity. If they're not paying you to do XYZ, don't do it. So, what I was telling independent artists on my music reviews. Oh yeah, and y'all watching this on playback. If you want to sign up, music reviews on Mondays, first Mondays and third Mondays. Music review 9 o'clock. I will be listening to independent artists. If you want to submit your music, make sure you send a email to let's see where we're gonna go with. Mad Network Ads at gmail.com, and I will make sure that somebody reach out to you and get you all registered, and we're gonna have your music on Monday Night Music Review. All right. But anyway, I was telling all of the independent artists, stop promoting your end of the year wrap ups because you are just giving Spotify free publicity. It's free publicity. They're not here to help you win. They're here to increase their market share. So I think what I've started to see this year is a lot of the independent artists and a lot of the majors that's kind of in that in between space. A lot of y'all starting to maneuver like independents, and I love it. Which means y'all got your own shows, y'all got your own booking agents, y'all booking your own venues, y'all getting your own bands, y'all got y'all merch together. This is the new economy. This is the only way you're gonna work as a musician moving forward. So the early adapters also I didn't add, and we got to talk about this too. But I didn't add subscriptions. Make sure you start to master the art of getting people to, for one, find you on socials or live in shows, but everything has to work together. You can't do a live, and then when I say live, I'm talking about not just like live like what we're doing right now, but like you can't go out and perform live and not promote socials. You can't do your socials without promoting lives. And if you ain't doing lives, I want to advise you figure out something to do live to connect with people. This is one of the easiest forms of building credibility and building some type of relationship with your fan base. Just go live, turn the camera on, start recording. And even if it's trash, I have not always been a really, really good communicator. I'm a decent communicator now, but I could always get better, right? I used to get on the microphone and just scream, just scream, 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 scream. I'm still gonna scream. That's still my thing. But I didn't have any substance. Guess what started to happen? People started to watch the stuff on YouTube. People started to come to Instagram. People started to come to my lives on TikTok, and I had to have something to give to them. I had to have some sound advice and not just me talk about my old music business stories. And not just me talk about being in the studio with certain people. Like I had to start finding things to give to people. What did that do? That made me be a better researcher and hunt for information. That made me look in between the spaces and say, okay, I see that happening, but that's gonna affect this over there. And then it made me build more opinions and more views that in return can benefit my viewer. But what we've done over time is we've tried to discount the whole uh no, you are the artist. You be the artist and you let me be the manager. No, you are the artist and you let me. No, that's dead. Everybody has to have some type of transparency clause in y'all's agreements. Okay, you got me this gig over here. What did you do to get me that gig? Who did you know to get me that gig? And I'm not saying so I could backdoor you and take the resource, but I need to know how did you communicate to this person to get them to open the door for me to come over there to perform so I can use the same tactic on this resource. And guess what? I'm still under agreement with you anyway. So whatever we do, we all eat. But everybody has had this whole it's like a slimy it's like a slimy management slimy and I'm not talking about all I got Chris, I love you. You know, I love Chris. Any other manager I had, we not talking about that. But anyway, yeah, it's been weird. It's been weird. So I appreciate all of the independent artists that's making the pivot. Y'all are gonna continue to win. Now I want to challenge you, figure out how to get your subscriptions up. Figure out what platform works best for you. If it's Meta, great. If it's Patreon, great. If it's YouTube, great. Whatever it is, find the platform, work it, get your numbers up. Because at the end of the day, that's what's going to make your whole movement work. That's what's going to make it work. Case in point, I just said something about Phoenix Audio being a new partner for this podcast and a lot of the other stuff that I got coming up with different business ventures. Phoenix Audio found me on I think Instagram. I think on Instagram. Reached out to me. I was like, yo, let's talk. Came up with an agreement. I was like, I like that agreement. Send me some merch. Y'all gonna see some videos popping. But if I never would have started what I'm doing now, I don't care if it's 3 people in the live chat. I don't care if we get 10,000 people on playback and 100 people in the comments. I don't care what it is. Deliver on something and build it. Build it. You got to build it. If you don't build it, it's never going to start. It's never going to start. All right, the next thing I want to talk about is some of this Netflix stuff, and then I think we might have to get out of here because we're about an hour in now. Hopefully, y'all enjoying this show because I'm enjoying giving it to you.
Netflix is on that.
I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. All right, so this new content creator that I'm going to cover, I like some of his stuff. I like some of his stuff, but I think going along with the subscription model and us kind of trying to offset what's going on with Spotify and all of the stuff that UMG is starting to do, I think this is going to be very beneficial. I do think this is going to be beneficial. Some stuff I just kind of I'm not sure about. I think if this is done right, oh, he only got 1,400 subscribers. Yo, come through if you want to talk. NXZ Sounds Collabs. NXZ Sounds Collabs. That's the name of this content creator. I'm gonna bring him up to the stage. Let him talk for a little bit. Let's bust it down some. Cause he got a lot of. Now I don't know if I like all of the extra filmography and all that stuff. Like, was it necessary? Was it necessary? Is it necessary to do that today? Let me let him talk though. Let me let him talk. And it's not a long clip, so we're just gonna start talking about it.
Yo, so Netflix is on that mess right now. They making problems out here in these streets for their competitor Spotify. Netflix might be dropping a music streaming platform. And before you rein in, no, it's not gonna be like Spotify. How are they gonna be different though? Are we gonna get the same problems that we got on every other music streaming platform?
Hey, NXZ Sounds. Um, just moving forward as a content creator, if you're watching this on playback, because I do like the video, I do like what you did. I don't think that all of the dramatics and all of the theatrics is necessary. The backdrop looks good, and I'm just giving you this as a coach because I do coach people and helping them build their content pages and all that stuff. I do coach people for this stuff. I think whenever you're doing a informal video, it's not necessary to have these shades on. Who are we being cool for? And these are reading glasses. I gotta have these joints. If I don't have these joints, stigmatism, far-sighted, nearsighted, everything wrong with these joints. But I got to have these, right? Shades is not necessary, bro. You're cool. You're cool without the shades. All right. Let them talk.
That is this right now? Maybe not.
And
There's
you're cool without the grills too. You don't need the grills on the bottoms. We don't need that. We don't need that.
a chance that their model might be acquisition. What is acquisition? It's the same way that the movie houses get paid, right? Imagine this. You're just like the movie production houses now. You go to the studio, you're spending crazy money on studio time, mixing, mastering, recording on the best mic, best situations. You done brought in the best producers. And they just say, hey, look, for them 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 songs you just made, we'll give you a whole bag. We'll give you 300,000, for 500,000 right now for 1 year license. That's a salary. I ain't gonna lie, I'll take that deal. Now you imagine the year ends, the next year comes and they say, hey look, we'll give you 300,000 for the next year. That's over $500,000. Imagine how many streams you would need on Spotify to do that. You
Exactly.
only did 2 deals. You didn't have to do no promotion. You didn't have to do no marketing. And they just gave you 2 licensing deals. Not gonna lie, the idea of a Netflix music could be a fire situation. Drop a comment, let me know.
All right. So I like that. I like that. Let's talk. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. So in the event that we have a Netflix that comes out with a music streaming service. Notice I said music streaming. They already got the streaming for movies. That's already there. They already have a certain model. Everything already exists as it relates to movies. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. If you are an artist that gets considered to have some type of music on the Netflix streaming side of things, look at it like this. Again, they're already a media company. They already have film. Technically, they already have television. I think they're about to start streaming sports and concerts because I think they did. I can't remember the last concert that they streamed, but whatever it was, guess what? Audio was fire. Visuals were fire. They had everything to drop in, all of the edit, anything that you need to do good film. Netflix already got it. So that's one thing already knocked out. When it comes to musicians, what has been our issue? What's been our issue over time? We have not had the numbers from streaming to be able to survive and sustain ourselves. That streaming money is just like gas money technically. That the streaming money has not been a good thing for musicians over time. Right? Now, granted, some of this stuff, if we own the full catalog, like what's the dude name? I don't know if it's Finesse 2 times. I can't remember the dude's name. Whatever the guy's name is. He said something like, my music is like a skyscraper. On this floor, we got so and so catalog. On this floor, we got so and so catalog. All right, I get it. Cool, got it. But that's still the long way out. That is the long way out. If you got a Netflix that comes up with the idea to do a streaming service, now they got the app that you can do the streaming. And probably, this is what I foresee, it'll probably just be a whole nother column inside of Netflix where you can stream the music on TV and stream it on the phone and have a way to sync it and do all this other fly stuff with it. All right, cool. That's from a user base. Great. Love it. Now you look at Netflix streaming music in the form of a business model. This is the coldest thing ever. This is the coldest thing ever. So if Netflix start to stream music, if they start to stream music, look at the business model of it. They already got film and television. I keep saying this for a reason. They already got film and television, and they already got all of the infrastructure to make your music work. When I say make your music work, what I mean is this. If they license the music, hell, even if they bought the music, if they bought your music, let's be real. Let's be real. The average independent artist that's releasing music or that has been releasing music on Spotify will never touch $100,000. They will never touch $1,000,000. Not from that music being streamed. Never, right? It just won't happen. And now, since UMG is in bed with Spotify, UMG has already been licensing music on network television for years anyway. So what they gonna do? They're gonna say, all right, well, cool. The artists put their music on Spotify with no extra agreements. We own Spotify, and all we got to do is start putting their music in these movies, and we ain't never got to pay them. Good job. Y'all played yourselves. But when you come to Netflix, go to Netflix side of things. Netflix will say, all right, cool. What we like to do, We built the streaming platform so the artists can get a little bit of their streaming money over there. But we also had the movies over here. Instead of us trying to go find new content creators and to find new producers or whatever, if these artists are dope indeed, we'll just offer them the licensing deal. And if we license the music through us, now we already got the film and television and series and all that stuff. We'll just put the music in those series. And now we already got the retention rate because we got stuff like the what's the name of that, the Hunger Games type of stuff. The new version of Hunger Games is in Japan, whatever that is, right? We already got all of these films. Put the music in those films. Now we've already paid out the artist the licensing money. So any money that we make on the back end of this film for a year, maybe 2 years, or forever, whatever money is made, we can maintain that income, reinvest it into another filmmaker's idea, and then put another film on our platform that we own. And now we still have the music from all of the artists, and we can just constantly license out the same music for different series because it's a part of our catalog. Now, most artists will say, "Well, why would I do that? I mean, that don't even make sense." Dog, you will never touch $100,000. Go take the $100,000 check, reinvest it into your art, and go do something else. Make some more music. This is the easiest play ever. So this is what I would say. And I'm thinking from my standpoint. I know I'm not the only one. I have probably, even this today, even when I go live again later on today, I normally go live Saturday evenings and I produce music. And I normally go through 10 beats in one session. I'm going to produce 10 beats in one session on the spot. Bam, 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 bam. Cooking in the kitchen. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Stirring the pot, right? So if I've done this every week for the past 3 years, think about it. That's last year I did 2000, I think it was 2015 beats. 2015 beats is how many beats I produced last year. What if I licensed all of that music instead of just sitting on the computer? Most artists don't have the money to pay me what I feel like the beats are worth. So I normally discount a lot of the beats anyway. So what if I were to sell Netflix a 30 piece? I sell Netflix a 30 piece for $200,000. I'm happy. I'm happy. That's a win. Cause guess what? Now the music, not only did I get paid for the music, but I can see the music in other spaces without me having to work to try to find a music supervisor, try to find somebody that's doing sound design and doing. I don't have to do none of that. Netflix say, all right, we're gonna give you this money and we're gonna use this catalog as a result. And again, I am a person. I'm gonna always strive for the licensing side of it and a licensing agreement. I'm always gonna go for that. But in the event that they say, look, we want to just cash you out. We just want to cash you out. And if they want to cash you out 500,000, like I said, hell, even 100,000, they want to cash. If Netflix cash you out 100,000 for a 30-piece catalog, go make some more music. Just go make some more music. So listen, if they do this, Spotify, y'all been bums. Y'all been bums. And I think this is if they don't do it like this, and I do feel like this is the best business model for creative people, because I have seen the dumps. Coffee, what up, big dog? I have seen the drops. I have seen the drops in the music economy over time. Again, I'm from the age where my most expensive beat was $27,000. Most expensive beat was $27,000. So to go from that space to now go over here where people are undervaluing the music and undervaluing us as musicians, that is a very beneficial thing for us. I definitely want you to start looking into it. So, UMG, thank you for showing your hand on Netflix. This is a great deal, great idea. If y'all got anything in chat, just let me know. We can talk about it for a little bit before we get off. And I got a few more things to talk about. Also, before I pull up the next video, I want to invite everybody out. If you are a musician, you are a producer, you're a songwriter, singer, manager, a business owner, entrepreneur, and you're trying to get somebody to help you coach your way through getting money with your business, getting established with your marketing strategy, a support group of people, consider joining my lucrative community. My lucrative community is a group of people that I coach every Sunday night, and we got the group text, and we got everybody just out there getting money, getting to it. Um, I will have the link in the bio if you're watching this on YouTube. No, if you're watching this on Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, where else we at? Facebook. If you are watching this on any of those platforms, the link is in the bio. Just go click on the Mad Lucrative store and then go to Lucrative Community. That is my community of people that I coach every week. Also, if you're watching this on YouTube, the link is in the description. What else we got going on? We got the Lucrative Music Festival coming up this summer. Hey. So if you want to be a part of my lucrative music festival, please send a email. Please send an email to madnetworkads and somebody will reach out to you to let you know what you need to do just to be a part of the lucrative community. I mean the lucrative music festival, the lucrative music festival. And the reason I'm doing this stuff is I have noticed over time there are very few outlets for the musician that's striving to not only get money but striving to get the publicity. And I don't like how a lot of platforms just take people's money. I do believe that you have to get paid. You do have to get paid for the things that you offer to people. Let me stop doing that right quick. You do have to get paid for the things that you offer to people, granted. But to upcharge something to somebody and double charge them and they don't get anything in retrospect, that's stupid. I would never create any type of event or any type of product where people don't benefit. Again, back to the utility. Back to utility. If I'm offering, and this is how I look at things, honestly, I challenge you to start looking at things this way. If I'm going to offer something to a musician and it's not going to make them think differently, I shouldn't offer it to them. Because I think musicians are some of the most creative people on the planet. We have some of the biggest ideas, but what happens is we get the hiccups when it comes to strategy. We get hiccups when it comes to building teams. And the reason is we're so creative. We're creative in every facet of life. Anything that we see, we can come up with something like that. It's just the how and then the strategy that comes along with trying to build the thing. We always get hung up on that stuff. So I create products to help us think differently and help us see the holes, right? I see this. This is an idea that I had for this over here. And I see I'm going to be missing this. So I need this person to help me do this. How can I find that person? And then I'm the person that says, all right, I got the lucrative community. I got lucrative love. I got the lucrative music festival. And we got different panel discussions. We got a lot of stuff to benefit you. Right? So at the end of the day, you can't say Nito ain't give me some sauce. Yeah. All right, let me go to this because Apple been doing some dirty work too. Shouts out to Apple. But you notice this whole what should I call this episode? I might call this like the corporate giant. Or the corporate monster. The corporate monster. Corporate monster swallows the independent. Swallows. TD Jake style. Swallow. All right, let me pull Buddy up. Let me let him talk for a little bit. I think this is a really, really, really good clip. And just I'm always second guessing Siri and I'm always second guessing Alexa. But
You might
hey,
want to worry about a TikTok ban, but if you haven't heard about what Apple just did, you already know what time it is. Buckle up. Let's talk about it. Apple just agreed to a $95 million settlement in a Siri privacy class action case. This case states that Apple accidentally allowed Siri to record its users, and then after finding that out, the reason why there's a class action settlement, because you can't make this up.
Uh-uh.
They sold the recordings to third-party advertisers. So you ever been having a conversation with someone and or you search something on your phone and all of a sudden you start getting ads?
Of course.
Yeah. It's because you're accidentally being recorded. And then your recordings are being sold to third-party advertisers. But everybody's so worried about our data on TikTok. You can't make this up. Goofies.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Oh, sweet Jesus. Sweet Jesus. Listen, listen, listen. This is the thing. I'm one of the people that's, again, I'm a conspiracy theorist believer. I'm one of those guys. Ever since, because we only got one Alexa in my house, but we got Macs everywhere. Everywhere you turn in my house, it's a Mac. We got a few laptops, we got a few desktops, we got iPhones. Like, it just don't stop, right? Apple, what is it? Apple, this joint right here, what is it called? The iWatch. We got all the Apple stuff in the house, right? For years, I've always second guessed, like, okay, since they gave us the voice command on the remote. Again, I might be old, but I'm just telling you, since they gave us the voice command on the remote, and since you can say hey or hey, because if I say hey Siri, so, so ever since they gave us the option, I was like, yo, what happens after she stops responding to me? Is she still listening? Because you can't just, she ain't gonna just stop listening just because I said a name. Because Siri and Alexa both women. See, she's still trying to respond again. She's still trying to respond again. They both women. I'm sorry. I just had to take it. I saw it. I had to take it. They don't stop listening even after we say their name. So I was like, okay, if they don't stop listening after we say their name, where is the information going? Where is it going? And notice, it's a specific car that I've been looking at, and I'm gonna probably purchase it maybe closer to the summertime. But it's a specific car I've been looking at. And I was like, yo, I like this. Is it gonna be this version? I like the engine for that one. I like the trim with this. I like this, right? Right? Just talking about certain things, not looking at it on the phone, talking about it around my friend groups. And they're like, yo, I think you should get that. Open up the phone. Guess what? That is the first ad that I see on Apple. I mean, that's the first ad that I see on Instagram. It's the first ad that I see on YouTube. It's the first ad. All of it is the same, right? So I was like, all right, cool. If they are always listening to us and we always get the ads, who gets paid for the ads? Why don't nobody think about this stuff? Who gets paid for the ads? Same thing with Spotify. That's the reason why I kept getting pissed off with content creators, even podcasters. Like, I took my podcast off of Spotify. Now, it might be hurting a little bit of my bottom line when it comes to me trying to get different brand deals or trying to get different endorsements, because they do want to see the Spotify numbers too. They want that built into the offer that they give you when it comes to how much money they want to spend with you. But I was just like, I refuse to put my stuff on Spotify because they never have done right by us as musicians or content creators. Cause they said, look, if you signed up and you put your music on our platform, if we run ads in between your music, we don't owe you none of that money. That's our money as the platform. I got a problem with that. I'm sorry, I got a problem with that. But anyway, you look at Apple, you look at Siri, you look at Alexa, you look at all the other companies that got one of those AI technologies built into it, the voice command, all that stuff. Who's getting paid off of this stuff? So now the fact that there's a class action lawsuit going against Apple, I'm like, congratulations, y'all. We finally caught on. We finally caught on. So what do y'all think this is going to go moving forward? Where do y'all think this is going to go? Do y'all think Apple is going to continue to sell different people's information? Do we think that Alexa and the Amazon Fire, do we think, notice, you can even get Amazon TVs now. Why wouldn't they put ads in between their stuff that's for their business? It's like we just gotta look at things differently, y'all. We gotta look at things differently. I had a few other videos to comment on, but I'm already an hour 20 in, and y'all know I try to stay within an hour. So if y'all got anything that y'all want to talk about, let me know. As far as the money, that's what I was saying with uh, I don't want to call Joe Osteen a dirty pastor. I don't want to call him that. I just would love to say there is something very suspect. It's very suspect when it comes to this. Look at this. And maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I just need to shut up. Maybe it's just not my business. But what y'all think about this? What y'all think about this?
Close amount of money.
It was the craziest phone call we've ever had.
This morning, the co-host asked people about valuable things they found and received a call from a plumber who recently did some work at Lakewood Church.
There was a loose toilet in the wall, and we removed the tile. Well, they removed the tile, and about 500 envelopes fell out of the wall. And I was like, oh, wow.
Back in 2014, the mega church made headlines after someone stole $600,000. In a statement, Lakewood Church said recently while repair work was being done at Lakewood Church, an undisclosed amount of cash and checks were found. Lakewood immediately notified the Houston Police Department and is assisting them with their investigation. HPD has not confirmed the money stolen years ago and the money found by the plumber are related. But Lindsay says investigators would have never known about the money if it wasn't for the plumber who discovered it.
Things that make you say, Who money was that? I'm just saying, whose money was that? I mean, I do believe you have to have a little rainy day fun. You got to have a little rainy day fun. But big church, big rainy day fun. How about that? That's what it is. That's what it was. It's just savings. It's just savings. That's all. Just savings. It's just savings. That's all it is. That's all it is. I think we got everything. I think we got everything covered. Hopefully y'all come back next week. Hopefully I didn't turn you all the way off. Hopefully I didn't say too much bad stuff about DEI. Hopefully I didn't ruffle too many feathers today. And catch y'all on the flip side. Y'all have a great week. All right, peace.